that, we have just 2 words. And after all that work and everything, that's all we have. But don't worry, because now we're getting into the actual creation of this site, more or less. There are still some things we're going to do in the back end. And I just want to announce beforehand that as we move on with these tutorials, we're going to focus on the frameworks themselves and not so much making it all integrate with JavaScript. We're going to use JavaScript for real-time updates, but when you use websites in this day and age, or even telephone applications or whatever, you notice that there is some refresh when you process, because a lot of it is actually back-end checking and processing. So we're going to focus more on that and less on trying to just make everything work through JavaScript, even the redirects. So we will be doing another profile update soon where we'll have it completely in Laravel, and you'll see how easy it is to work with it. So anyway, we want to make our landing page, and we have the index ready to go, and I just sent out a forums variable that if we look at my index, whoa, okay, calm down there, big guy. If we look at that, now with Blade, we don't need to open things up with PHP. We can just do one of these. Actually, hold on. Let me get this set up here. Where's my? Come on, you got to load. Let's go. We got to load. Oh, I had it. It was all ready to go. Okay, there we are. All right, now we go. Now we're talking. So we can do one of these. So what we'll do is we'll do this, and we'll say forums, right? So that's what we called it. Now, just to take a look at what happens when you say get, there's nothing there. But it would be kind of like a list or whatever when you use get for just getting these specific variables or turning certain queries into variables. However, when we move further on and we actually pass the entire class over, or the entire object over, it makes things even easier. But we're not up to that yet, so let's just do our usual thing. Thank you. All right. Sometimes it works with us. And I'm also going to get into partials and everything. Right now, we're just going to make each page on its own, and then we'll do the layouts, and we'll do all that stuff soon, just to show how easy it is to do with Laravel. But for now, let's go like this, and let's put in our link. And the way Laravel works is, again, we do double bracket, double braces, what have you, for the sole purpose of, it's kind of like output. That's sort of a Blade version of output. It's, if you've ever used Python Django, it's the same kind of concept, and we'll just go URL, and we'll say CSS main CSS. So that's all we really need when we're doing links and stuff like that. We just kind of have to open parentheses URL, CSS, and we'll go with, I said landing, right? That's what I called it? Yeah, landing, okay. Layout is going to be specifically for the layout that we put together. So we just need main landing, and then we're going to do our script. And script source is going to be URL, oops, JS, and that's landing.js. And I don't really think we even need that here, but do I need that here? No, I don't. Get out of here. This is just styling. So then the title is going to be Welcome to Fechem. And at that point, we're done with that. So now if you, well, let me put this all together first. So we're going to do, the way it's going to work, we had that header up on top, but we're going to put that all in a landing wrapper. Now you don't have to name things like I name them. You can name them whatever you want, however you want. And then landing, oh, let's do that. Let's make that a nav. Landing header, just for the sake of making it a nav. And then within the landing header, we're going to have, of course, landing logo. Yeah, that'd be fine. Landing logo. And it's just going to be 2 things. It'll be the landing logo. And with the landing logo, within that, we're going to have a a link, and the link is going to just take us right back here. Class will be logo, and it'll be that. So now, and then of course we're going to have the other div, which will be landing sign in, and yeah, that'll be fine. I'll go like that. I'm just going to do 2. You can do 3. Make one register, make one sign in, whatever you want to do. And we'll do that. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll do sign in. And then we're going to do our icons. But before we do our icons, non dimentica, we have to go to Font Awesome CDN. There we go. Just copy this. Font Awesome, so you can get all these icons and everything. So let's just copy that. We'll put that here. Like so. And then the icon. What was it again? It was far user? Was that it? Or was it? I think that was it. I forget what they're called. All right, so that's the header. Now, within the wrapper, we are also going to have, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Now then, what we'll also need, oh yeah, you know what, I do need that. Let's do that. Do I? No, I don't. No, I do. Let's do it this way. Landing pick. Okay. You can do it either way. If this doesn't work, we'll just get rid of it. Then we'll get landing. No, hold on. Then we'll do from here. We'll do landing form. All right. Do that. That's that whole thing there that we had, that bar, and then a landing, heading. Could say landing form heading, but and then landing form heading here, and we'll just say featured forums. So in that case, let's go over here, and let's say, we'll do 5, and then we'll get. Okay, so limit 5 is basically limiting it to 5, so we can just make it based on the most recent forum posts. And I'll say featured forums, that's that, and then the heading is done, and then over here, we'll say landing forum listing. And now, because again we're using a blade, we're not using any kind of basic twig or whatever, we're using a blade. Laravel gives you sort of in blade commands, so we only have to go if with the @ sign, and now we can just basically put a condition in there. If forums, can I use count with this? Or no, that I can't do that. I have to go count forums. Oh, I think I use row count though. There's less than 1. Then what will happen here is we'll put in a paragraph class of no data, and we'll say no forms, like so. But if there is a series of, no, not else if there is a series of forms, stop doing that. Just go over here. Just go, there you go. And then don't forget to end if. And you don't need any semicolons. But if there is a series of forms, we are going to actually give them landing forum show. Call it that. Oh, I got to put that in a for each. I'm sorry. We can put it in a for each. Forms as if. And then we have to end that for each. End for each. So it'll be landing form show. It's just going to be the title. So we'll only really need, I was going to put a picture, you can upload a picture, but we're not going to do that. I think, so just the title. Yeah, that's all, just the title. And then we'll just go like this, landing form title. I think that's what I called it. And in there will be an A. And the href we're going to leave alone for now because if we put in a page or a link that's not existent right now, it's just going to give us an error. We won't be able to see what we're doing. So we're just going to put that for now, and we're going to say F. I think it was title, wasn't it? Let's take a look. Forums. It is title. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So let's put forum title in there. Like that. So we're good. That's why I think I can just do a count, like a row count or something. But whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So there you go. So as you can see, we don't have any forms, and what we have is a blank page right now. We're going to change that, obviously. So time for the styling. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to stop saying so, landing page. Okay, so we're going to, anyway, we're going to start from scratch. I said I was stop saying so. Landing wrapper. So the wrapper is the whole page. Yeah, that's fine. Wrapper is the whole page. So landing wrapper, and I said so again. Landing wrapper will have a width of 100%. Make sure it knows. And it's pretty much all I need. Padding. No padding. No padding. Landing header. Now this will be interesting. Width of 100%. I've done this so many times I can recall it specifically. Background color is going to be black. You can make it whatever you want. Height is going to be 40 pixels. Padding is going to be 5 pixels as always. And we're going to say display flex, and we're going to say justify content space between, but I think, yeah, I think that should be okay. Hold on. And we're also going to say, no, we're not going to say anything else. We'll leave it like that. Oh, I know what I'm going to say. Z index. No. Because we want it to be the prominent, you'll see why. So there's the, but as you can see, this looks like crap. It's too high up and it's over there. You can't see it. So, as I say so again, and I'm going to keep saying so until I stop saying so. So, buttons. Landing sign in. We need to move margin right. I'll say 10 pixels. And margin top, I'll say 10 pixels. And we have to identify the A and the I, and we'll say color white, and we'll say font size, because there's a font, specifically. I'm going to put it at 20 pixels. In fact, I should use that as a main, but we don't see enough icons for that to be a main, so I don't care about that. Like a main styling. And then when you hover, we want it to kind of be, you can't be brighter than white, so maybe a little darker than white. We'll go RGBA 0.3, and we'll do a little bit of a transition. Just because my sister loves transitions. I have 3 sisters, and one is working with 2 older, 1 younger. And one is working with me with Rockasite. So there are certain bits of styling, magic, and CSS that she loves, so we just do that. And when you click here, you just go back here. Now, you can use routes, like a route variable or output in Laravel. Seeing as how we're basing it off of our own virtual server, you don't need it. There's just certain things. Like if you look at the body, if you look at the head, right? You see it gives you the URL of right here. It gives you the localhost, blah, 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 and then the CSS and the CSS. And this is why if you somehow link the storage using the terminal, You can make this equal the same thing as what's in storage, but if you ask me, who cares? It's the same. Just use the public file. It makes no difference. So anyway, so that's that. But there's blank. There's blank. What is the blank? We need to get rid of that blank, and that's where the landing. Why is that bright yellow? That is why the landing. What did I call it? Landing pick. That's where the landing pick comes in. And that's where my beloved Cleopatra comes in from Shin Megami Tensei. Height, yeah, 600. Position, absolute. I think actually, I'm going to have to do it like this. I mean, I'm going to look at my notes. Let me get my notes ready. Notes being the previous version of this. Let me just go to public. Let me go to my landing. Let me see. Right, I did that, and then I did the pick. Right, okay. So there we go. Same thing. I'm still not. I never really did background images, but we'll just copy this. Top, right, that I know. Width, and the width we do 100%, and height we do 600. And the background image, we put the URL. Now this is CSS, so you can't use the. It's not a blade, so we can't just do the. Hold on, Clio. Oh no, wait, landing. Clio.jpg, and I think I have to say. JPG, and I have to say no repeat. Background repeat. I think you could put that on the same line, but I'm not 100% sure. Background size, cover, and then we're going to give it a z index of -999. So with CSS, you hold your breath. And there she goes. Ah, there she is. There's my baby. So now that we have that, this is all the way up there still, and that's not the way it should be. Especially, oh, you know why? Yep, then that's what I have to do then. We're going to have to take the landing form. We're going to have to get this out of here. Just as I suspected I should have done before. So let's go like this. Whoops. Don't know why I thought I would be better off doing that. So now when that's at the bottom there, now, pop goes the weasel. So there we go. So now we have to move this to the center. And again, you can use any picture you want. You can use whatever styling you want. In fact, what I was also thinking of was just kind of making the background a little less opaque. So, but you know, we're going to just keep it the way it is right now. So landing forum is just the landing form. It's what this is. So landing form. I think the width won't, no, it'll be 100%. Make sure it knows it's 100%. But the landing, what do I call it? Landing heading. That one, on the other hand. Heading. That will also say width 100%. You kind of have to, because they're divs within divs, so you sort of have to tell it. Border top one. Oh, no, I didn't. And we'll do 0.2, and then border bottom. One pick solid RGB. 0.2. And then we have the, and if we look, see what we're doing here. See that right there? Okay. I do want to have some kind of space in that, so we're going to go height. And we're going to say 30 pixels should be okay. Again, I use pixels. I don't use EMs, REMs, or any of that stuff, because what's the difference? So give it some space, and then with landing, heading, what did I call it? Landing, heading, landing form heading. Landing form heading. I kind of did like a width of 200. I mean, you could just do text and text center, whatever. 0 auto. Might not be good if I did it that way. And then we'll do border. Sometimes it gets crazy, like it'll just undo the width. In fact, I know that's what's going to happen. 1 pixel, 2, and border right. We don't want any 1 pixel. We don't want any padding because it's going to look weird with all the borders. Okay. Yeah, let me switch that. If you put the width first, it reads the width first, and then it undoes the margins, and it makes it kind of weird. Trust me, I've done it. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But as you can see, this is not what I want. So we'll go height 30 pixels. Because I want the borders to hit the, there. Okay. And we'll also do, what did I give this a? No, let me separate this a little bit. Okay. Because I want to be able to move that around. And I'll give it a little bit of a background color. I based this off of the EA forum, kind of like the styling, just give me an idea. RGBA 180, 0.3. I like RGBA a lot because you can kind of determine its brightness. Okay, so we're going to just kind of change that a little bit. Landing form heading H4, text align, center, padding 5 pixels. And I'm going to say font weight of like 200 because that's just way too bright. And there you go. So this we're going to style when we actually start getting some. We'll style each one, but we're ready to go with that. Well, there you go. That's your landing page, and it does what it do. What are we up to in terms of time? Hold on. Let me see. What are we up to in time? 22 minutes. Not bad. Okay, so that's good. We're done. We're done with the landing page for now. And again, you can style it any way you want. But now we want to do the sign in. I want to figure out. Nah, yeah, I usually do the sign in page first. But what we'll do, like I was thinking of trying to do a different way, like maybe do the registration first, but we'll do the sign in page first. So again, first we work on the controller, because we need to give it something to look for, something to return. And that, of course, will be the view of landing sign in. We don't have any kind of variable to pass, so that's all we need. And the sign up feature. Again, nothing else to pass but the actual view where it be found. So now we have to make the views, otherwise it'll freak out. If you don't have any views and you just put that in functions and you click like this, you get, oh, it's not found. So you don't want any of that. So we have to go to our web. Where's the web? I don't need you right now. Get out of my face. I don't need you right now. Get out of my face. There's the web. Now again, you don't need to do your routes this way. You can do them any way you want. It's really not a big deal. There are so many different options with Laravel. You can look them up on the Laravel website. This is the easiest for me. You can group them up. You can put all the landings, controllers, pages together and stuff like that in a group. To me, it just looks all cluttered and messy, and I don't get into it. Now we're not posting anything here, so if we are, though, it'll freak out and tell us we can't do it. Because where we're posting all this stuff will be, of course, our checks, which will be post here, sign up, check. No, sign in check first. Check. And that'll be the URL from this class, which we have to tell it it's a class. But the actual function that it'll be looking for to do that will be one word. And if you saw my previous one with CodeIgniter, this will look very familiar. Again, we're going to change this up as we move along. I was really rushing to get something up for you guys, and there were a lot of things going on that, I mean, I have this goatee for a reason, so a lot of things happening that delayed my research. So, sorry about that. So I'm not really trying to rush it, but you don't really, there's no rushing with CodeIgniter. It's too damn good. Sign in blade.php, and we'll do the same thing. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I just need the logo up there, like we did last time. There we go. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself. Sign into, and we'll get to that in a sec. Might as well put the CSS pages. Output URL CSS main.css link URL CSS landing.css. Now we will need the JavaScript. URL JS landing.js. So that's the sign in page, and the sign up page will be here. Don't forget to put blade.php in there, otherwise it's going to freak out. We won't be able to do any of the fun things we're doing here. Link.css. Why are you not just making this a layout? Because I don't feel like it. We're going to get to layouts in a second. Remember, most of this is a project. We're putting a site together here. Darn it, it's not just a site, but it's also a lesson. So I want to take baby steps first while we're putting this wonderful thing together. We will get to that layouts and partials in a sec. Landing.js. But to finish off, and then the title, of course, is going to be sign up. And everything's exclamation points because I like yelling at people. So now we have the views, we have the routes, we have everything in the controller. So now when I click on this, we're in the sign in, and you can see sign in. And if I were to say sign up, again, all this is just naming conventions. It's just a way for the actual site. We'll stay in the sign up for now. It's the way for the actual site, or the actual, the site itself, or the API, or the app, or whatever you want to call it, to understand and to read in a specific manner how everything is put together, so it knows, okay, the landings controller is going to give the functionality for this page in this function and whatever. You can do all this by yourself. I scratch coded websites that ran two companies. They weren't big companies, they were little gyms or whatever. But I scratch code websites for years. I did it, and I'm telling you, frameworks save you so much time and trouble, so many headaches. It's just understanding what the people that put them together were looking to do. We will get into the actual sign in and sign out when I return in just a second.